Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on Forza 6 with another silly car build. My vehicle today is one of the new cars from the latest DLC, the 73 Nissan Skyline GTR. I actually quite like this car. Never heard of it before, particularly. Apparently it's quite a famous and incredibly rare Japanese car. I think actually it looks really quite cool, and I'm very interested to see how it will fare when completely maxed out. Now to the upgrade shop. So engines that we have available to us: the 2.6 i6 twin turbo, the 5.7 litre V8, or the 3.2 i6. I think we're going to go with, seeing as it's the latest engine, yeah, we're going to go with this one. Sure, it only jumps it up to C class, which surprises me. I guess it is. I kind of think it was going to be ridiculously light. I was kind of expecting perhaps a little bit more PI from the engine. Never mind, we're going to stick a turbo on it. That will get us some more horsepower. Right, aero parts. Yes, we are going to be wanting all of these. There's apparently no other options for parts, or we can take off. Alright, okay, so it does kind of have like a lip spoiler from standard, or we can take it off, or we can have essentially the same thing, just held up by scaffolding. Sure, I'm gonna want all of the downforce that I can get on this car. Tires, of course, the erase tire, that jumps us up a lot of PI from these. So I'm guessing from standard, it's not the greatest of handling vehicles when you put a 300 horsepower engine in it. Okay, what have we got tire size wise? 255s at the front, and we have got, oh, that's not good. That's not a good sign when you've only got 235s on the rear. That's, yeah, okay, they may be a little bit on the tiny side for this. Actually really small. I was expecting a little bit more from this car, but okay, well, there we go. Yes, we shall stick again, put all of these parts in the car. We're going to want a nice race gearbox, all of these save weight, improve handling. We'll go for a diff as well while we are here. Power-wise, I don't actually know how much power this engine can get out of it. I don't very often use it, so I'm not sure quite what we're going to do. We may be getting the weight down to, I don't think maybe we'll get it under £2,000. I'm not sure if we'll quite manage that, but we're getting it around that £2,000 mark by the time that we are finished. So I would expect the power to weight ratio to be fairly impressive in this car. We will be putting the roll cage on again. We need all of the handling bits that can help us here. The roll cage stiffens up the chassis, which will make it handle that a little bit better, but it will add some weight onto it. And when we take the weight out of the car, yeah, it's down to £2,196. We can save a little bit of weight with the likes of the exhaust and so on, but yeah, we're not going to get it under £2,000. Right, through all of these parts, see if we can get, 900 horsepower is probably what we will be likely to get from the car. That's kind of what we see from a lot of these engines. Or maybe this is I think there is an i6 that can get 1,000, or I think there was at one point. Now we can get the exhaust. Didn't take out quite as much weight as I was perhaps expecting it to, or as it has done in some previous vehicles. Was it this? I think on Horizon 2, an i6 could get just over 1,000. Or am I remembering that wrong? I swear I had a BMW with that much power that I think was i6 powered. So maybe this is the engine. We're already doing pretty well though, up to 730. We haven't touched the turbocharger yet, which I'm hoping we will get another nice boost of power. Ah, there we go. Yes, I think this might be the engine. 928 horsepower in Miss Skyline with piddly little tyres. We may be in a lot of trouble. We may be in an awful lot of trouble with with traction. Okay, not quite 1,000 horsepower, but still pretty damn good going. 974 horsepower in the Skyline. That is much power. Also, as I've been dropping it has been, so despite increasing the power, yeah, there's had a fair amount of weight. We have been dropping PI slightly with those last two, and then we'll put the flywheel on, which will drop a little bit of weight out. To be fair, having some weight might not be a bad thing, might give us some stability in a car with such tiny tyres. There's a lot of power in this car going through very, very small tyres. We may have some oversteer issues. That's what I'm going to be expecting from this car with, yeah, huge power to weight ratio and absolutely tiny tyres. So it is here to Brands Hatch for the test of the Nissan Skyline. I'm going to get 6 laps to try and go as quickly as possible around this circuit with our current target time of a 49.8 set by a Lancia Group 5 race car. I suspect this probably won't be beating the Lancia. I suspect we will be very, very sideways in the... yeah... we will be very, very sideways in the Skyline. That has a lot of wheel spin off the line. Can we go to full throttle down here? Well, we can go to full throttle, but it does just spin the wheels. With the last few cars, I've actually been starting to be able to get to full throttle coming down sort of past the first corner. This, though, no, it's not going to go to full throttle. I suspect, much like we saw with the birdcage, we're not going to get to full throttle at any point around this lap, or at least if we do, it'll be with spinning the wheels. I don't think we're going to get the traction around here, in all honesty, to get this car to a controlled full throttle. And after the Ford GT40 that went out last time, this is a very different car. The Ford, big twitch coming onto the straight. The Ford was flat out coming around, or just about flat out coming around onto this straight. The Skyline is not going to be. In fact, I don't think we could probably go flat out even if we got it into 5th or 6th. I don't think we're going to be getting any traction with this car whatsoever. Right, we've got to be careful not to make it get unhappy. We've got to not try and have the back of the car twitching around anymore. We're not really stopping into the first corner, or the second corner, sorry, then out of the second corner. We're probably better just kind of leaving it in 4th. Is 4th going to be a good gear with this car? 4th might actually work quite nicely for this. It does seem to have quite short gear ratios in this with the race gearbox. So I'm thinking maybe just leaving it in 4th and possibly 5th is a pretty good idea with this car, if we can maybe not get a mile of understeer. Come on, please turn in, please turn in. So we have an awful lot of oversteer if we try and go near the power, and if we don't, we actually get quite a lot of understeer as well. It's just not enough grip in this car, full stop. We're going to slide and slither our way down the start-finish line. It's some decent speed getting up towards 150. I mean, it's not bad speed considering how much I'm having to wait to get on the power. It's just so much waiting and feathering of the throttle and being careful with the car. Oh, we're not stopping up here. The brakes aren't particularly fantastic either. There is just so much constant waiting to get on the throttle. I think I may as well just use 4th and 5th gear. I think any other gear is kind of redundant around here, which kind of breaks my mind slightly. I'm not really used to... I'm used to changing down to the correct gears, if you like. So I may still end up putting it down gears by accident, but I definitely think anything lower than 4th is just permanent wheel spin, so it's kind of, redundant. Keeping it in 4th is a little bit easier to control the wheel spin, but even here, and even if I was to go into 5th, we're going to easily slide, and I love that you can still see the skid marks from the previous lap. You can see where I've been spinning the wheels massively in this car. We're doing 53s, which isn't too bad. Again, considering the amount of waiting I'm having to do to get on the power in this car, 53s is not terrible. I mean, it's not going to beat the Lancia, but still, all things considered, that's it's not absolutely awful. Oh, that was playing it really very risky. Definitely don't want to be putting the wheel out on the grass. I can have more than enough accidents with this car without having a wheel on the very wet grass. That's a recipe for disaster down that part of the track. That was millimetres away, just about getting away with it there, from having a really nasty off. This lap here is not going quicker. Maybe we will need to put it into 3rd, coming out of turn 2. I don't know. We're going to run towards the line. Oh, I briefly got to flat out without spinning the wheels. It was only ever so briefly. Braking into turn 1 as well, even though we're not the quickest car, certainly. It's quick, but it's not the quickest car in towards that first corner. We've got to go pretty damn early on the brakes. It feels like I'm braking far too early, but then I'm only just about making the corner. So, brakes aren't really ideal. Traction is just horrendous. I'm going back to doing almost normal style of gearing through there, see if that works. We'll short shift it up into 4th. Have I managed to make up time on this lap? Could I get it into the 52s? That'd be quite impressive, I think, if we could somehow get the slithery Skyline into a 52-second lap. We've ended up out quite wide over here, but it might actually take an alright line around this final corner, and then it's wait to get on the power. The controller is just constantly buzzing away as I'm trying to put power down, and it doesn't really know what to do with the car. It just wants to spin. It's 53-2. We're on to our final lap now with the Skyline. I can't get it turning. I think I may have carried a little bit too much speed into that first corner. We're going to hit the curbs big time down there, which is not what you want to be doing. Vicious curbs on the outside there. Really throws the cars around. Got away without spinning it. I think was it the Mercedes I put in the wall down there that had some problems. Or was it the Volvo? I don't know. I think I crashed something on the curb, the outside curve there. Yeah. Again, solid black lines as I'm trying to use the power. Yeah, we're not going quicker on this lap around. Probably make a really good drift car, this thing. Certainly with this much power in the wet, that is all it wants to do. It just wants to slide around this around this track. Oh, we've done too much. Uh-oh, things have gone wrong. Bad things have happened. Might need a little bit more control than I can do with it. We've had a small roll. I don't think I was going fast enough to do that. Yeah, okay, don't be a moron with the throttle. It's, yeah, there is no grip in this car, and that is saying something. The Maserati Birdcage was a tough car to drive around here. It was a similar thing. It had 900 plus horsepower with tiny, tiny tyres. But that was easier to drive than this is. This is really, there is no grip at all in the Skyline. Yeah, it's very, very slidey in this car. There is just not enough traction to put any of the power down. You're constantly fighting it. To be fair, his lap time is not that bad. Where have we gone? 53-2. It will put it into 8th place. It goes quicker than the Plymouth Fury. It's only 0.3 of a second down on the Challenger Hellcat, that's not bad going for a lap time, certainly, considering the difficulties that you have with this car and the amount of simply waiting to get on the throttle that you have to do. It's certainly an awkward one to drive. It's just nowhere near enough grip. You need much larger tyres on this car, certainly in terms of Forza speaking. Anyway, with these skinny tyres on the vehicle, there is nowhere near enough grip for it to be able to deal with all of the power. But still not quite a terrible lap time. Certainly it's quicker than the Stratos as well. It's a little bit better perhaps lap time wise than you would expect with how difficult it is to drive. Now though, it is time to see how quickly it will go in a straight line. So that of course means taking the Skyline to Le Mans. I reckon this could be a pretty decently fast car. We seem to have some pretty good acceleration, even with fighting of the wheel spin. Gear ratios felt really short. I thought they might have been set ridiculously short. I think it's just the wheel spin issues around Brands Hatch that was doing it. They were relatively short, but it's still reckoned with that standard gearing to get 200 miles an hour plus. Let's see, what does it reckon? I think I saw about 227 is what we're looking at in this car, possibly. Let's have a little fiddle, see what we can get. Yeah, 227 is perhaps about as fast as we're going to be getting. That's still not a bad straight line speed if we can manage it. Right, can we get maybe 220? I doubt we'll quite get it up to whatever the benchmark says. Yeah, 227 looks like it is going to be. Oh wait, I forgot to take the aero bits off, of course. Okay, maybe we'll get it past 230 then. That'd be quite nice for the Skyline. Can it beat the Hellcat? It might just do it. It'll probably be quite close to beating the Hellcat. 232. I don't think we'll probably get that much more than that. Right, we will set that there. I mean, if we're buzzing in the limiter, I can always go and change it. Right, let us set off. I suspect even on a dry. Hold on, we're still spinning the wheels through third. Still spinning the wheels. Still going to lose control of the car. It's still going. That is almost as impressive as the Volvo. So the Volvo could spin its wheels the entire way down the Le Mans straight because it was front-wheel drive, but that was all the way down towards the first corner being rear-wheel drive, just booting it on the throttle going through the gears. That is just the lack of traction in this car is phenomenal. That's really very, very impressive. Just how well this spins the wheel. If you ever go to do 11s competitions, get one of these. This will spin the wheels really, really well. What a stupid machine. Right, across, don't hit the curbs. Oh no, we're bouncing. Oh, that's a horrible bump. I had managed to avoid it. I'd got the hang of it, and last couple of cars, it's all been unlearned, and we're crashing into it constantly. Right, speed. Much of the speed. Oh, there was another bump down there that I wasn't expecting. Much of the speed already at 200, and that was with a slightly wonky sort of arrival onto the straight. Absolutely ploughing along 220 miles an hour, but we want 230 something. We'll see how fast we can get. It's not liking these bumps either. God, it's not really designed for going this fast, I suspect. 230 miles an hour? Come on, Skyline, stop bouncing and get some speed. 230, 231, just about. Come on, any more? 232 perhaps? Nope, we're not going to get 232. It is surprisingly... Oh, there's a little bit of two-wheeled action there after rounding the corner. After it was having so many issues bouncing its way along the straight, I was really thinking we were going to have a huge problem with the kink. But, actually, I don't know whether we just hit the bumps right for it to kind of bounce in between them to come off neatly. Neatly, that's what we want. Or what it was. It made the corner very, very well. Probably the best I've seen a car make the corner in a long time. Which is, yeah, but really rather impressive, because it did not like the bumps. It didn't like the bump coming onto the straight. It didn't like the bumps down the straight. Did not like any of that. But it made it around the corner pretty damn well. And its speed, 231 miles an hour, puts it in joint sixth. It's the exact same speed as the Challenger Hellcat. A few miles an hour down on the Lancia Stratos, and it does slightly beat the crazy Volvo. Before I go, I am kind of curious just how far this car will spin its rear wheels. Will we get to the King before it stops spinning? It's just immense how much wheel spin there is going in this car. Oh, I'm starting to lose control of the vehicle. Oh, there we go. We're back to spinning the wheels. I'm actually going to spin the damn car now as I'm fighting it. You could probably go all the way to sixth. I didn't do a very good job that time. Let's have another go. You could probably go all the way up to sixth gear, and if you can change gear at the right point. Oh no, we're going to kind of there is no, there is absolutely nothing in the way of traction available in this car. We're up to fifth. No, don't do that, car. Nope, we're going to lose it. We're out across the bumps. We've managed to gather it all back up again. Nope, there we go. It snapped on me. And, okay, let's maybe not. Okay, yeah, it's crazy. There is no traction in the vehicle whatsoever. Far too much power. Very, very quick, mind, but, yeah, far too much power in the car. Just no traction. The tyres can't deal with all of the power that there is available to it. Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.